Kelly Erbes did a really fantastic job in the debate. She stayed on message and showed a clear passion for Iowans and standing up for their rights. She also showed that she's knowledgeable about all the issues. She's definitely a strong proponent for women's rights, but also the rights of all Iowans.
I do not support, at the current time, a federal minimum wage. I do believe that it is something that needs to be decided among the states. I believe that most of the states should go ahead and decide that they do need to raise the minimum wage because time and time again it has shown that it boosts the economy. Moreover, what we really need to look to is the fact that at the current rate, due to inflation, the minimum wage is losing 2% of its value every year. That equates to being about $250 or about a family of four's month worth of groceries. That is appalling that every year that goes by that we don't do something about this within the states, we are losing money and losing these people who need to be lifted up instead of brought down by our government. Now, in addition to that, I think the main thing that is hurting our economy and causing the deficit to still exist is the fact that we had these Bush-era tax cuts. Now, these Bush-era tax cuts only affect people that make more than $400,000 a year. That's just not most Iowans, and that's not the most people in the United States. They have shown time and time again that all they do is drive the deficit down, and the Center of Budget and Policy has showed that this will affect the economy for the next 18 years. I think the first thing that we need to do is address that, and until that is addressed, we can't decide if anything else needs to be cut, because that might be the panacea for the solution. I do believe that the first and foremost, what we need to look to is providing more research and actually implementing these across the board. Things like hydropower, solar energy is one resource that really is going to be the forefront of what solves our energy crisis. And what we need to start doing is just creating these and finding low-cost solutions. And that starts on an academic level because when more academic research is done on these specific issues, we can find the best, most cost-effective ways to implement these measures. Recently, I met with a young woman who gave birth to her first son and was ecstatic. However, complications from a C-section led to an emergency hysterectomy. And following that, she continued to hemorrhage and ended up being in the hospital for 7 days. During this time, her infant son also had to be in the hospital. And their healthcare costs, just to make sure that this mother could stay alive and go home with her son and enjoy the spirit of having children and furthering our nation, was almost $1 million. So what do? First, we need to look to the fact that administrative costs make up 1/4 of what healthcare providers charge. So first and foremost, we need to look to incorporating a paperless system. This will reduce overhead and make costs less prohibitive. Another thing is we need to look to the fact that we need to provide preventive care, which is something that is now allowed under Obamacare, and we'll see the effects come into place later on. We also should provide comparison shopping and make sure that insurance companies are not allowed to decide what hospitals or providers that patients can go to. Well, I believe that no restriction should be on a woman's ability to make the choice that they'll have to make. I believe that everyone should be able to make their own decisions when it comes to their body and life, and I do not believe that anyone in the government should be deciding what is best for women. It doesn't matter our own personal beliefs on whether we think abortion is right or wrong. What matters is that women can make that choice for themselves. Outlawing abortion or making it hard to have the procedure doesn't eliminate it. What it does is make the access to abortions illegal and unsafe. I think that we have seen some very similar positions in today's debate. However, we need to decide who is going to be best for Iowa. I believe that I am that candidate because I provide clear plans that are in line with Iowa values. If you vote for me, I will sincerely promise to put your best interests in mind. And I will bring that to the United States Senate floor, where I will try and do everything I can possibly do to grow Iowa and grow this nation. Thank you.
I'm Kelly Erbes, and I approve this message.